Today.
Holy shit, are we live?
We're live. We're alive.
Live from
It's
from
been-
Poland.
Fun fact about the last episode. It was right before coronavirus became a thing. It was like months before it was like news.
Yeah.
We were so young. We were so innocent.
Yeah, was it 2018 or 2019?
2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like,
It's all just been a
That's-
blur for me.
yeah. I mean, a lot has happened. A lot has changed.
Yeah, we've grown as people. That's definitely for sure. We both moved in different ways.
We really have. Well, yeah, where are you again? Are you just back in Edmonton?
Yeah, I'm back in Edmonton. I was in Hinton for a bit there, but I really have just spent
Yeah.
most of my
Did you-
time in Deadmonton.
Did you manage to get that apartment that you were in back?
No, I'm
Or
in
you
actually
found a new place?
a newer place. It's actually quite nice. It's got 2 stories, sort of a nicer apartment, homey feel.
Wow.
In my own office right now. My setup, just to describe it for our many, many listeners, the entire country of Poland, I believe. Right now, I don't have a desk because IKEA was out of desks. And
Really?
I only buy IKEA furniture because I want the highest quality cardboard. There's very little real wood sold at IKEA.
Yeah.
Most
it's
of it-
mainly,
Is what you'd call engineered wood, which is just sawdust and glue, or just cardboard with a wood veneer on it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I've got from IKEA my desk. They were all out of desks, so I got 2 little sort of metal cabinet things, and then they just sell tabletops. I just grabbed a tabletop and slapped it on top, and I made my own desk. But the
Yeah,
whole,
yeah.
whole reason behind it is a little hack, a life hack for our viewers. Is if you got a spare mattress lying around, maybe you got an extra or just a garbage one, put it behind your desk, and it absorbs a lot of the sound. So that's how I'm increasing my sound absorption, because you don't want sound to bounce off the wall you're talking to back into the mic and get an echo. Just talk into a mattress.
Goddamn.
Yeah, that's my little
That's
life hack.
production value. I guess that is a change since the last episode. We're in different locations this time.
Yep, we're not huddled around the same snowball mic.
Yeah.
But also
I'm in,
because you moved to BC.
Yeah, I'm in good old British Columbia. I mean, I'm recording right now in a Lowe's. I'm in the fasteners aisle.
Oh, you're behind the
Uh,
pillar. Better acoustics
Yeah.
there.
There are. It's like the mattress effect. I
The
suppose I should go
pillars
to,
are
like,
very
the
soft
insulation
there.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lowe's is good for acoustics. Not many people know that.
I'm more of a home hardware kind of guy, but I've got my own reasons for my own loyalties.
That's a bias.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
nepotism.
dynasty thing.
We won't explain why, but that's nepotism.
That is exactly what that is. But yeah, I'm in the most expensive to live in city in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say Toronto is more expensive than Vancouver?
I don't know how they metric those, because it depends on where you're living, right? Are they looking at just comparing downtown
Yeah, I
center,
suppose.
or are they just doing an average? Because then the
Well, I'm
average
not
also
even,
depends
like-
on the quantity.
The Vancouver is kind of broken up into like Surrey and like Burnaby and places like that. I'm like in the actual city of Vancouver.
Yeah, like the deep pocket, Whereas here in Edmonton, we just got like Edmonton, Strathcona, Nisku, Beaumont, St. Albert, those tiny little whatever. The city states.
Yeah, yeah. They're not real.
But what are we talking about today? Are we talking about
We're talking about
something-
Poland.
Yeah, where all our viewers come from. If you look at we hit
If
the
you
bell
look
on
at the
YouTube.
analytics,
Yeah, we looked at the
100% of
analytics.
our viewing analytics come out of Poland.
Yeah. So, and it's not just because I hired out a bot network in Poland. According to my statistics, the amount of unique viewers, it should represent the entirety of the population of Poland.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Plus, also, my girlfriend listened to to our, or not to this, but to our episodes of the Chase and
Really?
Mason podcast.
She did.
Yeah, and she found it funny because we had an episode where we were talking about Bumble and like we were on Bumble, and so
Yeah.
it
Well, I
just-
was on Bumble. You weren't even ready to like accept
right.
that you.
That's right.
So let's talk
yeah,
about that.
That's one thing that's changed. Yeah,
We both have wives now.
go in chronological order. So you got your wife in the mail
Yeah.
first. Have we gone over the story of how you two met?
Is there even a story?
I guess so. Just dating app. It was Bumble. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Bumble.
Okay.
And
then
then we went
how about
to,
first date? You went to a movie, right?
No, we went to an Irish pub,
That's
and
right.
I was like a couple minutes late, and she was standing outside alone.
Oh, bad first
And then
impression.
Yeah, and then I showed up, and I was like, I mean, I live like a block away, and I was late, but that was because she was early. Actually, that wasn't really my fault. But then
Okay.
she like ribbed me on it, and I was like
Mhm.
I was like really scared just initially, and so I like clammed up, and it was not.
I
great.
started screaming at her.
Yeah, I opened my mouth, and like a sawtooth just like tone came out of my mouth.
I must ask what you were trying to ask. Be quiet.
It was not a good first impression.
Okay, yeah. So you went to the pub. Did she take an Uber there? What was the
Her mother
go through the
dropped her
entire
off.
thing? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's enthralling. And
Didn't
then
go back to your place.
well, no, we did actually.
That's
So
right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought her I liquored her up. I actually had the first what do you call it? It's a Jaeger and Red Bull. What is that called again? A Jaeger bomb.
Not a
I had
Jaeger
the first
bomb,
one of
yeah,
those
okay.
I've ever had, and it
I
was
heard it
actually
tastes like
pretty
chalk
good.
candy.
I don't mind Jägermeister. I actually kind of like it. I mean, I'm not like
I
a
don't
big
think-
fan of black licorice, but it's like people act like it's like this gnarly shit. I kind of don't mind it.
Oh, does it
It's
have
very
like a black
shootable.
licorice taste?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh shit, I'd really like that. Okay, I'll
Keep
write
that
that
in
down.
mind. Yeah.
try Jägermeister. So
I
you were
have,
at this pub. You
yeah.
sobered, or you lubed her up.
Yeah, and then
Libations.
yeah, I convinced her to come back to my lair, and we watched Big Trouble in Little China, and then she left.
Perfect.
Yeah, it
and
was
you were
great.
still awkwardly living with your brother illegally.
Yeah, so illegally. What do you mean?
Wasn't it on the lease that you weren't supposed to be there, or?
No. That we changed that. It was legal.
Okay.
It just wasn't legal when my girlfriend was. Oh God! I mean, when my brother was. Gone.
Cut that out. Clap.
Yeah, I'll just have like the F tone over that.
Sawtooth pattern.
Yeah, he was gone for like a work, and then she just stayed with me. That was technically not allowed, but you know, whatever.
Aw, who knows? Did you know you had her over?
You said his name
Oh
again.
god.
Yeah, he did. It was kind of funny though. He asked us not to sleep on his bed, but like, you remember what my bed was? It was literally a fold
Yeah,
out. Like,
it was
it was
the,
like a single.
I don't even not even yeah pull up bed, not a Murphy bed.
So yeah, we just slept on his bed.
Well, if he listens to this, he'll now know.
He actually he figured it out, and he was like, you know what, that was kind of annoying of me to expect you not to do that
That's
for
good
like
character
3
growth.
months. Yeah, he has had actual character growth. Like, you know, he seemed kind of, you know, a little
He's
more
a prickly
far
one.
right. He
Yeah.
seems like he's more like Ayn Rand. What's her name? Anne.
Anthony Rand.
Now that he's like in the workforce, he like despises what he was doing, like what he thought was gonna be his thing, and now he like admires me. When
Oh,
he
shit.
used to like constantly be like, "Oh, you gotta get a studio job, you got," and it's like, well, I guess I should explain that I'm a freelance illustrator. I work from home. I set my own hours, and things are going well. But yeah, he's changed his tune. He's had a character arc.
Yeah. Now, did he change his tune because you're getting really good at it? And I don't know how well you're doing, but I assume, you're getting commissions here and there.
Yeah, no, I'm. I mean, I don't mean to.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, I've got 5 figures in the bank account.
Oh, shit.
I'm living in fucking Vancouver, and all I'm
And with
doing is just drawing.
no student debt, right?
0 student debt, yeah.
That's the dream.
Yeah. I feel free. So what are you doing? I mean, we should probably talk about Poland a little bit.
Yeah. I don't even have it open.
Let's talk about the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact.
So, man, the history of Poland, that's like thousands of years.
Yeah.
Medieval tribes, Christianization. Okay,
So first,
tangent.
we should probably talk about the Gauls.
Before we get on to my relationship history, is your brother the prickly pear who's going through his character arc? Is he dating?
No, I don't think he. I mean, he's talked to me that he was trying to do that before I moved out to Edmonton, but when I was with him, he never went on a date. I think he's a little scared.
I could see that.
But then again, he also has extremely high standards for just people in general.
That's what I was about to say. He's not a person I'd want to date. Definitely. I don't think dating
he's very good
generally.
at making concessions.
Yeah.
I don't see him making compromises. I think they need to be perfect.
Unnecessarily particular.
Yeah, he's a bit of a stickler for things being his way. So
you and we're both loose cannons. We got to be taken off the force.
Go with the flow is my motto. I mean, when I was living in Edmonton, I wasn't making any money for basically an entire year, and I just kind of burned through my savings, and my parents were constantly get a job, get a job. He was always pressuring me, and I just kind of everything just worked out.
Mm-hmm.
There was an episode of 2.5 Men actually that
is this the Charlie Sheen arc or the Ashton Kutcher arc?
This is the Charlie Sheen arc. This is one of the old
the classic.
Episodes. Yeah. He loses his job, and his brother that's living with him, he's freaking out. He's taking experimental medicine to get money. And Charlie Sheen just kind of chills, and then eventually it works out and he gets a gig and everything's fine.
Honestly, the Charlie Sheen model to life I think works.
Yeah,
because life, you stress out because you feel like you're not going to be successful, and sure, under little I'm going to pull it a socialist word here, under capitalism, you're constantly under some sort of pressure not to be homeless and starving. But if you just redefine your idea of success, and it helps you stay chill, you don't need the current job or whatever you're doing you have, but it is comforting and nice. But you could do anything, I'm studying to be an engineer, and if I were to flunk out, that'd be stressful. But then I just think, well, I don't need to be an engineer. Honestly, there's other things that I could be doing there that maybe I even want to do more.
How is your university going?
It's really weird because campus is open back up after a COVID, and it's been 2 years since I've set foot on campus, just because part of my work term sequencing, I work, and then I go to school, and then I work, and then I go to school. So I was working for a while, COVID hit, and I did summer school just online, and then worked another year, and now it's back to in-person lectures. And it's been so long, and I definitely feel It's like the difference between being in grade 12 or your last year of high school versus being in like your first year of like junior high.
Yeah, there's an energy to it. Like we're almost done.
Yeah, whereas like fourth year for me in university is very chill. I get to go home early because how my lecture's set up. I drive to school because I have a car because I was working, and so it's kind of like grade 12 or final year of high school when like you have a car. Maybe you have all the credits you need, so you could just go home early. You don't have to take an elective class.
Did I
You can
I tell
drive.
you that
Yeah.
when I dropped chem, our teacher Kozak, Mr. Kozak,
He was sad, wasn't
yeah, he was it genuinely affected him. It's like, I'm sorry, I have enough credits. I don't need to do this. So I just got to like sleep in. I got to like go to school at like 11. I get to sleep in every day.
he? Oh,
That's
it was in
pretty
the
awesome.
morning.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
the first class, so I just got to. That was awesome. Yeah, grade 12 was a good year.
Chem is interesting. I don't know. I couldn't go into chemical engineering, but it's not exactly what it sounds like. You're not really doing a whole lot of chemistry.
Huh. Well, that one guy that we went to high school with, he's like exceptional.
I haven't been in contact with him for a while. Really, the only people I've been in contact with is you, and through you, sort of, I've seen snippet of Ben's life, and then, have we gotten Ben on a podcast?
We have.
We did the D&D.
Yeah, I tried to edit that, but like it's just me eating and burping through the whole thing, and it's kind of embarrassing. So and then there's the episode where we interviewed Ben about his homosexuality, and I'm just like pissed when we did that. So.
Oh yeah, drunk. I thought you were like angry that he was
Yeah.
angry that he never hit on you.
Yeah, what the hell? We lived together for like 9 months and never a move was made. Like, what am I, chopped liver over here?
But he had a crush on someone in high school that we like. I think it came up during that conversation that we never expected.
Wait, really? I don't remember that.
I don't want to say any names, but we have a friend, a friend who's a lot chiller than the person I'm thinking of, but they share the same name. So like our friend is the cooler. I'll just say the name Patrick. We have a cool Patrick, and then there was a less cool Patrick, and he had a crush on the less cool Patrick.
What the fuck? Less cool Patrick, like, boiled my blood. I, like,
Yeah.
hated to look at him, and when he was around, I just, like, bristled with resentment. Why did... I, like, really didn't like him. I don't know why. But really, I didn't remember that from that conversation. That is...
I think
That
it
is
was from that one.
interesting.
That or something separate. I just remember it as a one-off and locked in my
Huh.
memory.
Well,
But anyway, yeah, school's going well for me.
that is
I don't
good.
know what to do with my degree. Like, I could just work, but part of me doesn't want to.
Hang it on the wall.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
That's what you'll do with it.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
I've got mine right next to me, actually. It's right over there.
Is it a
3D
nice frame?
animation and modeling. Yes, it is in a nice black frame. Yeah. I mean, it hasn't done me any good. I haven't made a cent off of... Actually, that's not true. I made $50 off of giving someone the file for the Plinkett house set that I made.
Oh, okay.
They do like viewing parties in VR with their friends, and so now they do them in the Plinkett house set.
That's actually really cool.
It is pretty cool. I was happy to do that. But
You never know. I don't know how art, like, would you feel like your 3D art skills do they get rusty, or could you pick it up like being on a bike?
I recently, like within the last couple months, I reopened Blender, and it's kind of like riding a bike. At least the controls are. I mean, specifically like rigging and stuff. That like really technical stuff I've kind of lost. I mean, I never really had it, but I've been remaking the VCR repair shop, and like I'm actually like you know, putting real detail into everything. Like I had to figure out how to make the phone cord. So I got like, there's like different modules you can do to mesh, and I did like a spiral thing, and then I used like a segmented like line, just like a pure like vertex one-dimensional line, and then rigged that up to the actual like spiral geometry, and then like it was really technical, but I managed to make a phone cord that looks good. Like I'm actually putting a lot of high effort into it. I haven't opened it in a while, but
Nice.
it's a fun project. So I mean,
Blender,
actually
Blender's
something
powerful.
interesting. It's almost too good to be true. Like Blender is like amazing that exists. But something interesting that happened. It was almost kind of like a movie. When I got out of school, I was like desperately trying to like work for a 3D studio or something, and like when I was in school, my teacher took me to a like a 3D. They had like a what do you call those? Like they had like a big thing that had a bunch of cameras, and it would take a picture and it just like make a 3D model out of a picture.
I guess, yeah, 3D scanner.
Yeah. And they did like pre-visualization stuff for like big construction projects and shit. And so I was like, oh, I'm a shoo-in for this. And then when I got out of school, they were like, no, we don't need anyone right now. And so like I was like, okay, I guess I'll do freelance. And then that really wasn't working out, and I was starting to get stressed. And then I got like a freelance job that turned out to be good, and then like a week later they called me and were like, hey, do you want a job? And I said no.
Oh, that's a classic.
So yeah, it felt real
That's
good.
Charlie Sheen's lifestyle right there.
Exactly. It worked out. I was making better money in my own home. Like I would have had to like commute. It would have been really quite shitty. Like I'd have had to get there at like 7 o'clock in the morning, just to be stressed.
Yeah, one of the shittiest things about work is like you think, well, it's only 8 hours a day, but if you're driving half an hour, now it's 9, and
Yeah.
I'm a guy who like I need a lot of time in between tasks, a lot of spin up. So when I come home from work, I'm just sitting catatonic on the couch for like an hour, half an hour.
Okay.
So I lose a lot of time working.
Yeah, I don't know, because my work is also my hobby, and like also like my entire life is like on my computer. Like I play video games for entertainment, I watch YouTube for entertainment, I draw on my tablet for work and for, a hobby. It's probably not a good thing, but I very rarely like leave the house. That is not a good thing, actually.
Yeah, they're leaving the house, I mean, it's COVID, you got an excuse there, but I think
suppose.
having your work, sort of, your life centered around your work, that's almost like, there's a historical perspective there where, if you were, I mean, your last name relates to your profession throughout history, right? So if you were a blacksmith, your personality was that you were a blacksmith, right?
Yeah, I work to live. I don't live to work. Like, I have the most casual money income setup that you possibly can have. People come to me, and I draw them a thing, and then they give me money.
And I think that's changed in recent years with the internet things, where now, well, especially after politics obviously has always existed, but never as closely entwined with culture nowadays. So I think the fact that like before, your social net was the people you worked with and the people you worked for, and like if in the ancient days, if you were a smithy, you'd talk to the people who needed nails and horseshoes, and that would be what you talk about and thus dictate your personality. Whereas nowadays with social media, I think like there's just so much politics infused in that. Instead of your work being who you are, now it's your political identity that people say. If you ask someone who are they, they'll say, well, I'm a leftist, or I'm a proud conservative, I'm an American,
what time are you comparing to now as being more tribal? Because like I'm pretty sure fucking people during the French Revolution were pretty political.
I
I
suppose
wouldn't
so.
say that it's getting worse.
I mean, it depends. It depends on the structure.
I think we're just
of...
becoming adults and noticing it. Although,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's just a perspective we don't have, I guess. But
I'm not on TikTok, so I don't know what the kids are doing. But I imagine kids these days are also getting pretty political.
my girlfriend is on TikTok, so I get to see what's going on.
But
with the
but then
kids.
you're only getting
Ben
exposed
is on
to
TikTok.
really.
Yeah, that like surprised me.
Okay.
Apparently, there's a lot of like femboy porn on there, so that's mainly what he's looking at. But
I don't
maybe
I
it's
don't think I've
political.
ever seen not safe for work content from TikTok, but I guess the only exposure I get to TikTok is through like YouTube clips and streamers. So, yeah, I guess there could be not safe for work stuff that I wouldn't have a clue about.
Well, just like vaguely, like just gyrating.
Oh, okay. Suggestive content.
Yeah, it's not technically sexual to just like be wearing shorts,
Hmm. And then you link to your OnlyFans and your
and to
bio
have a
or
giant
whatever.
fat ass. That's not explicit per se.
I think it should be illegal to have a fat ass.
What are you talking about?
It distracts men while they drive their car.
It's-
There's a Seinfeld
that's-
episode all about this.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Or was that the van? I think Kramer was driving his van.
But you can't see giant fat asses when people are driving. What are you talking about? Or do you just
No,
mean,
like
on
it's
the
someone
street?
walking on the street. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you gotta hide that then.
I think we need to suppress pedestrians more. I think there needs to be more car rights.
Yeah, there's too many pedestrians these days.
Um,
So what
yeah,
are,
back
what are
to,
your views on drinking?
have we
'Cause I know
talked
you
about this
said that-
before?
I mean, you and I have. I don't know if we haven't on the show, but I know that you have sort of a dislike for it.
I find it. I mean, I'm drinking water right now, so call me a hypocrite. But I find drinking
That's
pretty boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it feels like a lot of money for an experience, and like, I mean, I guess sometimes depends how drunk you get, but if it's an experience you don't remember, I don't know. I don't find it all that entertaining to be drunk. I find it nice to be tipsy and then chatting with a friend, but the liquor by itself does nothing for me.
No, I mean, yeah, it's all about the effect. I mean, some things are better. Actually, I've started getting into wine. There's a nice wine that I really like. I'm sort of like more. I enjoy like a really like acidic sort of dry wine.
Mhm.
I mean, a lot of people are like, they like fruity sort of like mellow wines, but I like the fucking, wines.
Well, you're already somebody who enjoys the taste of beer, so you've opened yourself up to portals of drinks that aren't meant to taste good, but they've got this, unique palate to them.
Yeah, as Joe Rogan said, no, like the best whiskey in the world will taste worse than like apple juice. Like you're not drinking for the taste if that's like all you care about.
Yeah,
That's about,
I drink. When I drink for the taste. Right now in my fridge, I've got Mike's Hard and some Sourpuss. And
Okay.
Malibu. Malibu
Does
is
your-
good.
Yeah, it is. Does your girlfriend drink?
Occasionally she'll drink with me, yeah. We haven't drank in quite a while, but occasionally we'll have drinking nights. Usually like if we're gaming or sometimes just watching a movie or something.
Oh, dude, do you guys game?
Yeah, so I guess good time to talk about my girlfriend as I chew on a piece of donair meat.
You're eating during the show? What the hell, man?
Yeah, we are professional. The Polish like that. All right.
It's true. They do like a more naturalistic environment.
Yeah, the one thing back to my girlfriend here, one thing she noted is that we had pretty good chemistry on the Chase and Mason podcast, which I agree.
Yeah, Yeah, we got to get back to that.
So yeah, my
Oh
girlfriend.
God.
So the story's pretty simple. I was chatting on Bumble for a while, and
So you also found her on Bumble.
and Bumble was really depressing to me. I mean, any dating
Why?
app.
Why more than Tinder?
I never went on Tinder.
Oh,
I
okay.
just found Bumble really depressing because you're just swiping through people, like their information.
Yeah,
Like you're treating them like things to be judged rather than human beings, and it gets really
exactly.
depressing. Um, and the same goes for like when you get no matches. It's just, I don't know, that the app hooks you in and then makes you feel bad.
Well, then again,
But
you're also like, you do that in the IRL. Like if you're at like a bar or something, you go, that lady looks nice. Um, I don't know. It's just the volume of it that makes it feel like unethical.
yeah, you feel like you're
Just
just
sifting
processing people.
through these beings. Yeah. Um,
And so I made a few matches on Bumble. One match was a lovely lady who she I mean, I won't say anything mean other than the one thing that is worthy of criticism. Is I don't care who you are, you probably think this is worthy of some criticism. Is she was stealing art on her Instagram,
you
claiming that
told me
she
about
drew it.
this. I
Yeah,
was with you. Yeah. No, she was kind of. I don't know.
she came on
Uh,
very strong, and was immediately like a little too strong for even me.
Yeah, I
She
remember
came,
that. She like wanted you to come to her house and stuff, like immediately.
yeah, she got very
Um,
flirty. But I found out she stole art, and she
yeah,
didn't.
she had like art on her. She like showed you her profile as like it was something she was proud of, and then you like, oh God, sorry, the lows they're moving shit around.
Oh God, they got the stairs that are on wheels, and they've parked it right in front of you, so you can't get out.
I'm gonna climb on top of it for better acoustics. But
Yes,
yeah,
she came on
and then
very
she like
strong,
pretended it was hers.
and I could tell it was all fake because it was all of a different art style. It flipped between
Yeah.
traditional and digital, and some of it was compressed. So, and if you're uploading Instagram, it's not going to have visual compression. So,
I
and
remember that.
I reversed image searched, and I was able to find it. So it's not like this is speculation. But
Yeah.
she denied it. She just said, "No, I just use references." Which, come on, man, references
You
get a
can't
bad enough
reverse
rep.
Google image search a reference.
Yeah.
Also that, yeah.
Um.
If you
So
traced
I
it.
blocked her. Um. And then there was a few other girls I chatted with. One ghosted me. Another ghosted me. Um. Yeah, it was. I mean, looking in retrospect, I wasn't. I was behaving like not too different than who I am now, but I was a
Oh,
little
okay.
cringier. I did
Yeah,
buy
you
one super
were.
like.
Oh, I did not either.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I remember that when you were first doing it, you were very detached from it. I think you needed
Yeah,
to get more into it.
but eventually I met my current. I say current. I met my one true GF.
Yeah, last
I
one
won't.
you'll ever need to find.
Hopefully, one can only
Yeah,
dream.
God,
True
me too.
love at first attempt because it's the first time I'm dating, and
Both you and I,
it,
yeah, first one.
and it makes me worry because like you feel like it should be. I guess this is just more so media because shows like Seinfeld, How I Met Your Mother. There's a woman of the week, right? So they're constantly
Yeah,
in media. Male characters are constantly dating around, but it just kind of feels
exactly.
unlikely that the first person you date will be the person you end up with. But I'm a dreamer. I can dream. Um,
Yeah, I mean, me and my lady have been together. Actually, wait, it's September, so in like a month we'll have been together 2 whole years.
oh wow.
Yeah,
And yeah, so we hit it off pretty well, just chatting. She's a little bit gamer. The only
gaming.
like fandom we don't share is she reads more manga than I have by a lot, but I still do read manga. I used to read manga more, but so she's a little bit more weeb than me. And she went through a Homestuck phase that I never got
Oh.
into.
I don't even really know what it is. I mean, I know the little horned guys, but like
Yeah, the
it's like a weird
trolls.
multimedia thing, right? Is it like
Imagine
a game or something?
it started as a webcomic. So imagine if you took your webcomic and you just kept making it and making it. And it got to the point where it has a large enough fan base that things just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. And so you have all sorts of things going on there.
Huh.
But essentially what set it apart was that it was a webcomic, but it used Flash a lot. So it was set up almost like, I mean, it's set up sort of like a game or like an online, I guess game is the best way to put it. There's lots of videos on Homestuck. Sarah Zed, Canadian YouTuber, did a pretty good video on it.
Okay. I'll have
But
to
yeah,
look into it.
me and my girlfriend connected pretty well. Our first date was on November 1st, and we carved pumpkins because we just missed Halloween, and I suggested it to her as a date
Ah.
idea, but she was busy with family, I believe. I can't remember, or maybe I was
That's-
busy with work.
That's kind of interesting. That was me and my girlfriend's third date. Was carving pumpkins and going and seeing the movie Halloween in theaters.
Oh shit!
Like
that's
the
cute.
original, at the Garneau. Yeah, so it's a good date idea. You know,
It is,
There's
yeah,
sort of a dangerous edge to it. You're using a knife.
Well, mine was especially dangerous because she came to my place on first date, and I was living in a basement suite, and I laid out a tarp. I laid out a tarp,
Oh my
paring
God.
knives.
She should have gotten out of there. What the hell happened?
No, I was setting it up. My girlfriend should have gotten it out of there.
Yeah.
And I also had wood carving tools like gouges and like V chisels.
My goodness.
So that was torture central, but she stayed. She wasn't scared. I can't remember. I
Wow.
don't think the first date we made pie, but the second date I baked a pumpkin and we made pumpkin pie. But we just carved pumpkins. We had Game Grumps going on in the background. The new Game Grumps with Danny Sexbane of Ninja Sex Party. So to any listeners out there, Chase is more of a JonTron era Game Grumps enjoyer.
Yeah. I basically stopped watching when I mean I don't know.
When
I
Jonathan
don't find
revealed himself as a racist.
when he left, and then yes, but I don't know. I can't watch someone else play video games anymore. I don't really find it that entertaining. I don't know if I burnt myself out on it or not, but that's just not the content I watch on YouTube anymore.
Depends on the person. Like, I definitely can't watch a playthrough or like solid, just long gameplay. But
yeah,
if it's
someone
somebody
alone just
yeah,
playing a video game.
if it's someone like Germa where they have too much ADHD to like stick on one thing for too long, then it's fine for me. But yeah,
Did
we-
you
we
watch the
carved
Germa
pumpkins.
dollhouse video?
Yes. Oh, me and my girlfriend actually watched it all together. I watched the first stream live just so I can see how the thing worked, but I was too busy with work to keep up with it live, so we watched the VODs on YouTube together.
Yeah. God, what an amazing piece of content.
That set some history too for Germa, because that's his most watched streams. I think got up to
Wow.
80,000 viewers,
Holy shit.
which is really good because that's what like Critical Role gets up to.
I'm like, we're dating the podcast again.
Oh, yeah, we are. Speaking of dating, so I think our first
So what
and
about
second
Poland?
dates.
What's an important date about Poland? Speaking of
Well,
dates.
Well, I'll just go over something really interesting with our first and second dates. Is that we, after carving pumpkins, played just video games because on the Switch there's a Nintendo Classics collection, and we played till 2 a.m.
Wow, on the second date.
on the first and second date. I think
Oh,
we
okay.
just stayed up all night and playing video games together, and we had a lot of fun. I didn't tell her that on my first date it was Sunday. I had to work the next day, but I just didn't tell her because I didn't want to ruin the date.
Wow.
So I had a sleepy day at work.
I hope you didn't fuck up any of those safety manuals. Well, you
No, this was after the
sleep
safety
deprived.
manuals. This was oil well tools, which if
Oh,
those
okay,
ended
fuck
up
that
failing, then yeah, you know. But speaking of dates, in the 10th century, Poland was occupied or controlled by the Piast Empire, which when I
Wow.
first read it, I thought it said pianist, um, which I think
Like
I
that.
prefer.
Adrian Brody movie.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's about the Holocaust.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Poland, they're
So what
the
about Poland?
Habsburg.
We've been talking too much about bullshit. We need to get back to Poland. That's what the viewers are here for. They're not here for the banter. They're here for information.
So let's honestly, like the contemporary history is all boring. What about that prehistory?
What about that Chalcolithic period?
It was
We should talk about the Polish corridor.
the area of present-day Poland was intermittently inhabited by the members of the genus Homo.
Yay!
It went through
Later,
the Stone,
Homo.
Bronze, and Iron Ages, along with nearby regions. Its Neolithic was linear pottery culture, huh?
Mason, the Polish corridor, also known as the Danzig corridor, was a territory located in the region of Pomerania, formerly part of West Prussia, which provided the Second Republic of Poland access to the Baltic Sea.
All I got out of that was the balsamic sea.
I'm not a big fan of balsamic vinegar.
I
My
enjoy
mom
it
got
greatly.
like fucking like crazy with it and put it in everything, and I just kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, I
not my
guess
favorite.
that's a substance where too much of it would definitely throw you off. Same with like hummus. If you put hummus in everything, it give you a headache.
Yeah.
But I enjoy balsamic as a salad dressing. I'm a fan of simple salad dressings.
Okay. Yeah, I usually use just like Greek, which is usually just fucking olive oil, black pepper, and feta.
Mm-hmm.
That's a damn good sauce.
Often
Or
a
dressing, I
good
guess.
simple salad dressing that's easy to whip up is a little bit of Dijon mustard and vinegar, and that makes like
Oh.
a mustard seed sort of dressing.
Speaking of food, I've been like dreaming. It's now my new dream to start a food truck.
Yeah,
Would you
I
join
saw
me?
on the Discord.
Would you join me in that endeavor?
I'll put down an
Did you
investment
drop
for
everything?
sure.
Oh, okay.
The problem right now is I live in Edmonton.
Yeah, you gotta come out here.
When I graduate, like my girlfriend has expressed interest in moving back to BC because that's where she has family on
Oh.
Vancouver Island,
Oh shit! Well, that would be like right next to us.
across
Sorry.
across a little
More
bit of water
commotion.
there. Oh,
Yeah.
is that the broad at it again?
No, I fell off of the ladder. I
Right.
climbed up it.
You got
Um,
too high. It just kept going.
It was an Icarus situation, I will admit. But yeah, I've been experimenting with burgers and stuff, and I've been like, I think I've found the perfect like method. So I would get like a flat top, and then I'd put sort of like a border on it, so that there's sort of like an almost tub like right on the flat top, and I'd put some beef tallow in there. Get like
Okay, get it greased.
sort of almost get like a half-inch of grease in like a little thing, and then you smash the burger right onto that, and it's basically people do this, by the way. This is not like just a me
Essentially, you're
thing.
kind of like frying it also.
You're deep frying it at the same time, and I mean it's really fast. Like that oil's hot, so you can bang these things out. And then on the other side of the flat top, I'm caramelizing onions. I'm fucking sweating the mushrooms. You know, I'll put some tallow on those. You know, get some of the beef flavor in them. Then you get a space
Okay.
to toast the buns. You got to toast the buns. You got to get those buns steamy.
Oh, on
And
a
then,
flat top, toasted buns are great.
Exactly. Then you compile it all together, and then you wrap it in some foil. You know, let all that steam sort of permeate everything, and then you slap it out the door, man. And I think I could do that all day. I think that would be incredibly fun.
To our YouTube listeners, I'm sure we could put pictures of all the burgers up, but I'm a fan of the El Picante. Was the name of the spicy burger?
Yeah, that was the spicy one. I think I'm gonna have to re-engineer that. I don't know if the Serranos, like butterflied like that, particularly work.
If they'd like slip out, or
I don't know. I ate it and it just wasn't that hot. I mean, probably if I cut it up and mixed it through. Maybe because I was like, I don't know. Maybe I ate it too fast.
if you're working with fresh ground beef, you could put the Serrano chopped into the meat.
Yeah, I'll source my own ground beef. You know, I'll get a nice lean sort of mix. It'll be great. You guys just wait. It'll happen.
So who would you want to get in on this endeavor? Like, would you want to get your girlfriend in? Would we want to get Ben?
Well,
I think Ben.
she has said she doesn't want. She has her own career that she's trying to get started. Right
Yeah,
now.
I guess she has plans, dreams,
Yeah,
hopes.
she has a dream that isn't cooking burgers all day in a hot, sweaty box. But I mean, Mar has expressed, a friend of mine has expressed interest in cooking.
Mar would be
but
great.
They're 6'7", so I don't know.
I was literally about to
comfortable-
say that they'd be quite tall. Yeah, I mean, you could fit a chair in there. If
Yeah, I
they're
guess
fry
they could
cook,
just
they
sit
could be
down.
sitting down the whole time.
That's true. Yeah, Ben. I mean, what about you, man? What about you? We could get you in there. You could drive. You're the only. I mean, Ben drives, I guess, but Maya and I mean, I don't think Maya even has a license, but I'm just out of practice.
Mean, you know, like when I graduate, I can do anything. So you know, if you need hands, I could make myself available.
Food truck time. It's gonna happen.
Ben could run our social media.
Yeah, just like the movie Chef.
Oh, I think
Anyway.
that's a dated reference. I think
I
Filthy
think
Frank.
2014 is when that movie came out. I wasn't referencing Filthy Frank. I mean, the movie itself is pretty good.
Is it? I've never. Wait, my dad had it on Blu-ray, yet I've never seen it.
I reviewed it the other day on Letterboxd. Everyone follow me on Letterboxd. I'll put the link in the description.
Yeah, you can find this podcast on Letterboxd. Please
Yeah,
rate it well.
You can find this podcast, more episodes of this podcast at Lowe's. If you go to the fasteners aisle, you can catch it live.
Yeah, we're behind the pillar, but you can find us.
We're behind the pillar. You got to look behind the pillar. That's where the good stuff is, anyway.
Yeah, look behind the Robertsons. If they're not all sold out, there are quite a few material shortages going on in the world.
Oh my God, coronavirus.
Yeah. I was thinking of upgrading my PC, but it's all way too expensive.
Yeah,
You
graphics
put-
cards are fucking gold these days.
Yeah, you put your PC on an SSD, is that right?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it like it would take like 5 minutes to boot. Now it takes 30 seconds. Like it's as though I bought a new computer just because I got a new SSD.
I might do that with my laptop because it's running a little sluggish.
Well, do you have one last thing to say about Poland before we go?
Poland, you know. I mean, what can you say except I still haven't forgiven them?